I woke up at 3:12 a.m., gasping like I'd been drowning in my own blood. The darkness pressed down on me, heavy and suffocating, and the words slipped out before I could swallow them back. I just cut my father out of my life, and I'm still bleeding where he used to live inside me. My name is Adrian, 38 years old. By day, I'm the anesthesiologist who puts people to sleep in the operating room, keeping them suspended between life and death with nothing but steady hands and cold gas. On paper, I look like the American dream. The kid who escaped a crumbling steel town, fought through medical school on ramen and sheer will, while everyone else stayed behind chasing easy money or excuses. But dreams have teeth. I'm drowning in six-figure student loans, a mortgage that never stops whispering, and two young kids who still believe their dad is invincible. My wife, Sophia, works the ER night shifts. She's seen enough broken bodies to recognize when someone's soul is cracking too. She's been warning me for years that I was becoming one of them. My family never saw Adrian a man. They only saw Adrian the lifeline. My father, Victor, loud, iron-fisted, retired from the mills with hands like sandpaper and a pride that could cut glass. My mother, who spent her life smoothing over every sharp edge with quiet sighs and plastic smiles. My younger brother, Caleb, the eternal optimist who chased one sure thing after another, always landing in someone else's pocket. And his wife, quick with the tearful stories and even quicker with the next ask. I was the one who got out, the one who made it. And that single fact turned me into the family vault. It started small, a cosign here, a just this once there. But every time Victor asked, there was this look in his eyes, like he already owned the piece of me I hadn't signed away yet. Then came the truck. I was stumbling to my car after a brutal 16-hour shift, scrubs still clinging to my skin with dried sweat. Well, my phone rang. Victor's voice boomed through like thunder wrapped in honey. Son, I found the perfect rig. Lifted diesel, chrome everywhere. Bank's being difficult about some old debts. Just need your name on it. You won't even feel it. I'll handle every payment. $2,800 a month. Sophia stood in our kitchen that night, eyes tired but steady. You keep carving pieces of yourself off for them until there's nothing left for us, Adrian. The guilt swallowed me whole. I signed. 18 months later, I had quietly drained over $50,000 into a truck I had never touched, never sat in, never even seen with my own eyes. Every confrontation ended the same way. Smooth excuses, promises that dissolved like smoke. Paperwork issue. I'll fix it. You make that in 2 shifts anyway. So I stayed quiet. I canceled our family trip to the mountains. I watched my kids wear threadbare jackets while the interest on my loans kept piling higher. Then came the holidays. Victor called me between surgeries, voice dripping with excitement. We're doing Christmas right this year. Big house, whole family. Inflation's killing everyone, but you're the doctor. You can carry it. Family takes care of family, right? Sophia warned me again in the dark of our bedroom. One day you're going to set yourself on fire just to keep them warm, and they'll complain about the smoke. I tried to set a boundary. They bulldozed straight through it. Luxury catering, last-minute flights, expensive gadgets for Caleb's kids. My own son got a cheap gift card and a pair of Victor's old work boots that still reeked of grease and resentment. My daughter held them up and whispered, "Daddy, they smell like sadness." I smiled through the entire night while Victor bragged to everyone how he'd given the family a real Christmas. Something inside me finally went deathly still. I couldn't breathe. Every yes I'd ever given felt like another knife in my ribs. I was teaching my own children. That love is measured by how much you're willing to bleed for people who only call when they need something. I was done bleeding for ghosts. On January 4th, between 2 cases, my hand shook as I opened the banking app and canceled the auto pay with one single tap. 2 weeks later, the storm exploded. Missed calls, furious voicemails, then Victor's voice detonating through the phone. "What the hell have you done?" I answered, my voice flat and cold as surgical steel. I stopped paying for a truck I never wanted. I stopped paying for a Christmas my own kids barely got scraps from. I stopped being your personal ATM. But that wasn't the real betrayal. The real betrayal came later that night when my mother called, her voice breaking with tears. How could you do this to your own blood? Caleb's kids are asking why Uncle Adrian doesn't love them anymore. In that moment, the truth hit me like a blade straight to the heart. They never loved me. They loved what I could provide. Every time I gave in, I was training my children to believe their worth could be drained dry by the people who were supposed to protect them. Now the late notices are stacking up. My credit is about to take the hit. The truck might get repossessed. I don't care anymore. Sophia and I are finally protecting our own small world. Our kids, our peace, the oxygen we almost lost. But some nights I still lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering, is blood really thicker than self-respect? Thicker than fairness? Thicker than the quiet dignity of finally saying enough? If it were you, if your own family only reached for you when they needed to squeeze something out, would you have cut the cord? Would you have finally chosen yourself? Tell me in the comments. Because some mornings, I still don't know if I'm the villain in their story or just the first one brave enough to stop volunteering to bleed.